to the individual now because we don't have enough robust research to make generalized ideas because of the nuance of have you ovulated or not? What are your ratios of estrogen, progesterone in that luteal phase? So when we bring it back down to the general pop, it's like the best thing to do is to track your menstrual cycle over sleep, over how you're feeling, find your own patterns, and dial in your training in your days according to what your pattern is.
How hard should a woman push through the mental and maybe even physical resistance to train less or not train during a given phase of the cycle?
Again, depends on how she feels. What we can't rely on are things like heart rate variability because we know that changes with the autonomic nervous system change with progesterone. It's a good indication that you've ovulated because your heart rate variability tanks, but it's not a good indication of what your body can do. If you wake up, I always say it's the 10-minute rule. You wake up and you feel awful and you're like, I really want to do this workout, but I don't know how it's going to go. Give yourself 10 minutes. If after 10 minutes you can't hit those intensities or you just feel horrible, change it. Drop it down, do something that's more recovery, do something that's not going to be so taxing because we do have a limited amount of that stress acumen of how much stress we can handle. So if you're going to try to exert it all in a high intensity workout, what do you have left over for the rest of the day? And then that compounds because if you're always fighting it, then you're going to increase this baseline sympathetic drive because you're fighting the training, you're fighting life. So give yourself that 10-minute rule. If it happens 3 days in a row, that's okay because it's a very short period of time. It's not going to last forever. So a lot of women have this internal conversation of, I have to do this. And it's really based on some kind of external, they think everyone's watching them. But internally, you don't have to. If you give yourself permission, you end up training better, recovering better, and getting better gains.
On the flip side, if a woman is feeling spectacularly good, should she just really push it as hard as she can?
Yeah.
Or is there anything about the relationship between the hormone fluctuations of the menstrual cycle and feeling really, really great that training hard can somehow disrupt the cycle? And this is actually kind of the old lore, probably myth, I would imagine, that high intensity resistance training is somehow detrimental